My wow, what do we talk about now? I know what we're gonna talk about. Bro, what we gonna talk about? If we're gonna talk about that Automobilista 2. But not only we gonna talk about Automobilista 2, we gotta talk about these racing games like a little bit more. All right, so again, if you're playing with a controller, you're kind of limited to the feel of a video game, a racing video game that is. If you're using a keyboard, please go get you a controller and USB and plug it up. At least you'll have that benefit. If you have one with the haptic feedback, you'll have some better luck there. And for those of you that do have some form of a sim rig setup, kudos to you because you're probably really enjoying the little bit of racing games that we do have. Now, with all that being said, all right, first off, so Automobilista 2 is, yes, a really great looking game, and I cut it back on, and it's always been a great looking game. The haptic feedback that you get back through the steering wheel setup, again, I have a Logitech G923 or G29 something, I don't know. The one with the little red circle around the black, you guys know which one it is. All right, so of course, the feedback feels great when you're driving. You can feel when the wheel slips out. It's like you lose a little bit of the steering wheel. You can feel when you hit dips, when you hit the bumps. You feel all these things. It shifts in the wheel. So for those of you who've never used a steering wheel, yes, try to get $300, $400, $500 somewhere during the process of you gaming. Get one of those setups, whether it be Fantech or what's the other one? There's another one. I can't think of the name of it right. There's a few types, but there's really like three types that are actually pretty good. That I would definitely spend money on. Logitech coming in at the lower end, so you can pretty much get something decent from there. Anyways, all right. So you're not really enjoying these race car games unless you're doing it with the haptic feedback. You got the steering wheel, you got the pedals, and like I said last time, if you've got the Logitech setup, you want to invest in replacing those springs in your pedals. It's, I mean, night and day. It is really night and day. Like, I can't explain it. All I can say is when you first hook up your Logitech, you'll notice that your accelerator pedal is sloshy. It's like bloop when you touch it with your foot. And so then you try to teach your foot to be sensitive, right? To be touch sensitive. And it's like it's still aggravating because it almost feels like you're just pushing a button down and then your tires are spinning real fast and all this stuff is going on versus just swapping those springs out and then you getting the tension in the pedal and it's like, oh, there it is. That's what I was looking for. All right. Stop talking about the wheel, man. Can you tell us about the game though? Right. So look, so I cut the Automobilista 2 on. I was like, yo, for real. I do like the game. It always looked great, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, but for real, they don't really set up races for us to do. Now you can go in there and you can set up races, but that's like I ain't got time for all that. I don't. They've been doing so much work to make the game look, feel, and play great, and kudos for it. But has it become a real game? In my opinion, it really hasn't. It's something that I have installed and something that I check in with from time to time. But the reason I have to bring it up today is because I saw that they have an update coming out which they're going to bring in rally racing or dirt racing. And I'm like, wait a minute, bro. Wait a minute. So look, bro. So I'm playing the Horizon 5, and they dropped a little, I always like the dirt racing on the Horizon 5. Since Horizon 5, I've been playing the dirt. I like that, right? Then they did, the DLC content with the Horizon. I like that, right? But I kind of feel like their presentation isn't so much the best, but it feels really good and it's enjoyable. You get to tune your vehicle and everything else. So to me, when I look at Horizon 5, I'm like, okay, they did a little something, something, but their version of it is not really synced to racing. So, if you play Dirt Rally 2.0, you know what I'm saying, then you understand, like Rally 2.0, you already understand, like, the depth of driving, right? You're like, oh, God, it's crazy. I like that, right? So I want to see how Automobilista 2 is going to present this to us. Am I going to get closed tracks? in which I can race other people in, right? Because that's going to be enjoyable. Where I can have all that force feedback coming through the wheel, and so you're tuning. You can tune in Automobilista too. You can do some tuning. It can become very technical and detailed, but you're not buying parts and hooking your car up, right? That is like some free roam, Forza Horizon, Forza type stuff. Which reminds me, um, it tends to become with that style of gameplay. It tends to become unbelievable, and I hope that with the new Forza Motorsport game that they kind of tune that and tighten that down. And I'll be honest with you, as of right now, when I play Horizon, I kind of play C class, B class, A class. I don't even mess with S class because you start getting into a world of like it doesn't even logically make sense. Like it doesn't even feel real. You've lost the realism. So it's kind of like if you don't know, look. If you don't have a pedal set with the wheel with the force feedback, then you're probably not understanding what I'm saying. It's just not making sense. But if you do have that set up and you're playing Horizon and you play C, B, A, and you play in those race events, then you notice the difference of how much it feels close to real when you're playing it. So it's like awesome. But yeah, so anyways, that's how I roll in Horizon. Now let's get back over here to Automobilista. So I'm hoping that when they release this new update, it's going to be buggy because every time an update gets dropped, it's buggy. So don't nobody go out there going crazy. Oh my God, the update came out. Oh my God, it's a piece of crap. It's a piece of crap. Everybody does that when a game drops. When DLC drops or a game drops, everybody goes crazy. I hate this game. I'll never play it again. Like, come on, stop, stop, stop. You know what I'm saying? Everything when it first releases, this is not new. Everything when it first drops, when it first releases, it's buggy. All right, so don't go crazy. Just wait a week or two, because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna jump into it when the update comes out. I'll wait a week or two, and then I'll go mess with it. So I say all that, right? Dude, just get along with it, bro. So Automobilista 2 is a really, I think it could be a competitor if they put more focus on the events and the races, right? Because when you go into the multiplayer lobby, it's people that pre-set up races, and those races are the races that they want to race. And so if you're not into that race style, then you've really got to go set up your own race and hope that somebody wants to race that race style. So it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people like IndyCar racing, but I do not. So when you see a lot of IndyCar races, it's like, well, this is, well, I can't play multiplayer with people that are doing that because I'm not into Indy racing. And that just goes to show you that you do not have that much of a variety of racers that play certain games. You know what I'm saying? This is why, again, I look at games like Forza Motorsport because, a lot of people are just happen to be in all different varieties of those cars. You can take a normal car, you can put a few parts on it, and you can get into the race events, just like Gran Turismo. And again, I do not have a PlayStation, but I have always loved Gran Turismo. I was brought up on it with the PlayStation 1. I'm going to love that game forever because it's Gran Turismo. You know what I'm saying? And look, why are we talking about this? I swear, PlayStation, would you please put Gran Turismo online for PC players? We'll pay you for the little subscription. We'll pay you for the subscription, whatever it is. We'll pay for the PlayStation subscription for PC so we can play games like that. Because, that's the only game I want to play. So if you're going to charge me $10 a month so I can play Gran Turismo, I'm going to pay you $10 a month so I can play Gran Turismo. You think about the amount of players and money that you're not even getting into your game. I know you sell stuff in your game, as you should, make your money. But you're missing out. Ugh, look, we're going off, we're going wild, we're going wide left and right. Let's just get back on track. All right, we're talking about the racing games and how Automobilista 2 is actually a great looking game. It does have an update coming out, but we're still waiting for Forza Motorsport, and that's the real highlight, aren't it? We're just waiting on that. Also, in dealing with Grid Legends, that game is very fun, but it's very arcadey. And I just want to point out that if you just want to relax and have some fun, and I believe I said there was really no multiplayer last time I talked about that game. Let me backtrack that and say I actually found on PC there was a great deal of people playing the multiplayer. And yes, it can be a ramming fest where people ram you all the time just to get you out their way. So, but they do when you set up events, you can set up events where you can totally damage your car and be out of the race. So for people that love ramming people, like if you're going to set up a track and that a lot of people are just ramming, if that's the type of players out there, set your matches up to take full damage. So when they come in there and they do that stuff and they realize that they're out of the race because their car's totally damaged, well that ends that. That ends that. So now they're going to be like, well, I don't even want to race this game because everybody always has this damage on, and I don't like that because I don't get to ram people out my way. Then it's no longer fun for them. But as long as nothing happens to their vehicle and they continue to ram you, they feel invincible. It's kind of like those cheaters in GTA that go into God mode and they just do whatever they want because you can't kill them. Yeah, it's kind of like that. So I think when it comes to Grid Legends, that would be a plus for them if the players started realizing that you can just cut the full damage on and let people damage themselves out. They'll get tired of playing the game, but they'll learn to drive better because they want to actually finish the race. You see what I'm saying? And so for every game out there that's in the racing space, if you really want to control these wild, crazy players that are tearing stuff up, probably throw that in there, right? And then and another thing is not only do something like that, but have great rewards so they feel like they really missed out. Okay, so if you have, let's say for instance this week and this week only, I love Grand Theft Auto for these particular things because every week they're switching things up. So if you really want to get something, you actually have to put the time and effort in. Like when you want to win those podium cars and stuff like that for the LS meets, you really got to you got to dial in, put your time in, get stuff done. So if you start switching rewards out every week, listen, all car games, check it out. If you put up rewards and switch these things out every week and people have to honestly play to get their chance at winning these things, then that gives them something to shoot for. So it's like, I can't really mess around and just be ramming people because I feel like being a tart today. I can't do that. So I've got to actually try to drive like, I know what I'm doing because I really want to get up and win this potential XYZ. You know what I'm saying? And there's ways you can do it. You can participate in five races, three races today, right? Three races today without damaging your car, right? Just think about that. So it's a battle pass. Come on, right? Everybody does battle passes. Check me out, right? So let's say we got to deal with closed circuit race car games. So let's say Forza Motorsport. Look at this, Forza Motorsport. Do a battle pass in a sense. It won't be a battle pass. It'll be a car pass like thing where you have to do these particular things. So make it so that you have to do so many events without wrecking your car or hitting anybody or getting penalties, and you'll win. I don't know. You'll win like at the end of that 250,000 credits, and you'll win either a livery, a car, or a set of wheels, right? And this is how you've got to do it. You can't just give us everything. You can't give us access to everything in the game because then what do we have to work for? We can just come in the game and tear stuff up. I want everybody to hear me on this because now that I'm talking about it, it's starting to make more sense. Listen to me and listen to me good. When you set up these events, right? And then people have to participate without being destructive and everything so they can win these things, then they have to change how they play the game, right? Because if they really want to win the stuff, they've got to behave, right? So let's say instead of when I get into Forza Motorsport, you don't just give me every rim. Let's say you give me 5 sets of rims. Look, just give me 5 sets of rims, right? To start the game off with. You look at something like Need for Speed Underground. And there's things that you have access to, but you have to race your car to unlock things. I know Forza said they're going to be operating that way, so that's also good. But let's just say you don't put all the rims and liveries and cars. You don't give us immediate access to this. It's like, don't give us access to it, okay? Let us work through the game to become better players and enjoy the game itself, right? Because let's imagine the only way I can win certain particular wheels is if I fulfill the race pass or battle pass by fulfilling these events throughout the week, right? So then that means that this I don't know, set of whatever type of rims that I really like. Like, oh wow, let's say it's 3 sets of rims, right? And there's like one set that I really like, and I have to complete X amount of tasks to actually unlock that and win it, right? So then now when I'm racing, I'm not going to go out there and ram you because I know that's going to ruin my chances of getting that set of rims or getting that livery or getting that outfit for the person that I can't see unless they're standing in front of the car while we're waiting to get into a race. You know what I'm saying? And don't just stop there. Look at the for instance, anybody play. I'm a PC gamer, so you got Steam. Steam, you win credits and stuff from buying games and everything else, but you don't have to do that for a race car game, these credits, right, allow you to buy like tokens for your UI, like icons for your UI, different things like insignificant things, but majorly cool things like a border for your window, your game window that's like whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then like stickers or like sticker emotes or something that like when you're driving, let's say I'm in a race and I'm in first place and I click on the pad, salute or like something, I don't know, like some type of emoji con or something, right? Then that emoji kind of pop up over top of my car, so if anybody can see me in their view, they'll see that emoji con. You see what I'm saying? And then now you open up a door. Once you set up for emoji cons, right? Now you've opened up the door where I can win credits and I'll be able to unlock new emoji cons that I can then buy with credits. Now look at this. Look at this. Do you see how we just multiplied all the time we can put in and invest into the game? Now let's go back to Automobilista 2. Automobilista 2, you're nowhere near any of these things, and you got a long way to go. But I love the game. I just think that you're going to have to. Okay, so let's get to it. All right, so when you look at something like Grid Legends, you see it not only just Grid Legends. Let's look at Project Cars 3. Oh my God, that Project Cars 3 sucked, man. Oh, that game was horrible. No, the game didn't suck. It was buggy, but it didn't suck. It just could have been a little bit better graphical. I don't really like the cartoonish type look it kind of went with, and some of the features that I had to play to unlock stuff was like, I just don't think that should have been in there. That was kind of like, who wants to do that? There should have been some other things I could do to win points. But winning points to unlock stuff, I mean, like, I don't know. I kind of think if you win race events, that's how things should be unlocked. But whatever. I know everybody hated Project Cars 3. I still like the game though. I do think the game runs pretty good, even though it has its bugs, and it's really enjoyable driving the cars and doing some of the races. Some of the actual tracks just didn't make sense to me, but the ones that I knew and understood, I enjoyed racing those. So anyways, when you look at the way they set up their race events, like, these things make more sense. So Automobilista, I would start there. I would really take a look at setting up race events. You don't have to make an arcade game, but you do have to make it entertaining for your drivers. Now let's just say Automobilista 2, you're really not a sim for real. You know what I'm saying? You're really not a sim. You are borderline sim arcade. Like, you're arcade sim in my opinion, and it's great because I love that game. But if you would set up events, right? Like just set up an icon and then have like 4 or 5 race events in it, right? And at the end of it, I can play like 3 or 4 or 5 different levels of it, right? Let's say the first level is the beginner's level, and I can run it the first time. And if I run through all 4 or 5 of those races, Gran Turismo. See, y'all can tell I was raised on Gran Turismo, because this how it went down on Gran Turismo. Yeah. PlayStation, can you please give us Gran Turismo on the PC? I will pay you the $10, $12 a month, man. Give me Gran Turismo for the PC. Oh my God. But anyways, let's get back to Automobilista 2. So, you set up different events, and you'll have like 3, 4, or 5 different race events inside that whatever set of races, and then you have like 4 or 5 levels you can race. You're beginning all the way up to master, and the beginning level you'll probably win like, I don't know, 25, 30,000 credits. The next level up, and you'll probably win some type of car or some type of livery or some type of something, right? You'll win that, or well, you gotta talk about 5 races. So let's say, I don't know, 250,000 credits, right? And let's say you play the next level up and you can win 300,000 credits. Well, you don't really need to win more credits. You probably need to just win better versions of items. Like, instead of winning instead of winning a emoji con on beginner with your 250,000, you get to the next one up, you'll win like a banner and something and $250,000. And the next one up, you'll probably win like a clothing outfit or something. And then going up, let's say you get to the harder level and you win the harder level, you'll win like a car. You see what I'm saying? Like, you'll win a car, and then you can keep the car, you can sell the car, whatever the case may be. Work is something like that, because then now people are going to be playing your game. The problem with Automobilista 2 is not too many people want to play it because of the things I've already said. People are racing race events because they create them, and the people that want to race have to race in these groups so they can race with multiple people. But the people that set up these races nobody wants to do. So it's no fun there, okay? The fun would be having access to the game, having these race events set up, having things to win. Listen to me, Automobilista 2, listen! Start creating little knickknacks and tiny things to put into the game to give people an opportunity to win something. Set up race events, different types of race events. You got all different types of car groups and car classes. Start taking car classes. Let's do a kart class, right? Let's do a kart class with 4 or 5 different race events inside this event, and you got to race the kart races, and you'll win XYZ if you get to the end of those kart races. And then you've got so many different types of car types that you can do these different types of race events. You can select different tracks, and you can swap these things up for seasons, right? You can say, okay, well, now for the first 3 months we're doing these races that are set up for these events, and then for the next season we'll have new prizes, and then we'll have different races for those kart tracks, right? We'll have different tracks for the kart, and you can swap up these things in quarters, right? You can treat every quarter of the year as a seasonal event, and then boom, then people will be coming in because, oh, this season I can win this livery, this car, or this, I don't know, whatever it is, right? So you've got to make it for things people can win. All right, whew, got long-winded. So, anyways, you've got games that are close to this that just lack on the driving part, and so you've got a contender out there, right? A big contender is Automobilista 2. They have the ability to contend with the likes of Gran Turismo and the likes of Forza Motorsport. Now that they're introducing this dirt racing or rally racing, it's really going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome times for Automobilista 2. But take my advice on this one, create race events. Once you have race events, people are going to come to just play the race events. They're going to say, oh, look at all these events. Which reminds me, I'm getting long-winded. I'm about to shut it down because, I just get to rambling. Horizon 5 you're terrible. You guys need to stop. Stop it. Like, you guys need to clean up that stuff. That map stuff is atrocious. Clean that crap up. Get us something that we can look at and we can get into these events and like, cause you guys, I mean, this stuff is it's just irritating. And then you run out of events. Star swap, it's like you always got your seasonal swap ups to win different things, but you don't have events that swap up. Horizon, come on, make different race events, okay? You've got all different types of cars. You see that your players have already taught you how to make tracks, do different versions of tracks, create tracks, and make events. So start doing that. Whether you take their track events, if you try to run their track events, and if their track events run pretty good and you see they're worthwhile, pull their track events into race events, okay? And then take 4 or 5 of those race events, put them in under one event, right? And then you can do like 9, 10, 12 different types of events based on the different types of car race types. Like if it's dirt rally, if it's cross country, if it's street racing, if it's circuit racing, right? You guys have your players literally created the tracks and races for you. All you have to do is go through them, pull out the great ones that'll work, and then put them into these events. And then you can set these events into a rotation. You can say, okay, well, this rotation, we're going to have street racing and dirt racing, or street racing and cross country racing, right? And then it'll be the events that you've pulled out that the players have already created, and then you'll put up great prizes, right? Because you already know you guys do pretty good with the prizes, right? The cars, the outfits, the horns. I hate the shoes and some of the stuff that look, it's rolling the dice, all right? So it is what it is. You got you got the wheels, the spin the wheel, the super wheel spin. You guys do great things with that, but the only thing that plucks my nerves is the fact that your race events are atrocious. They're just horrible. Like, it's the most clutter box, craziest, zaniest. I can't keep up with it. Like, wow, stop. Whoever's doing that, wipe that map clean. The map should be for free roaming, okay? and then you can click on the spot and set a destination, and you can drive there, and you can free roam and hang out. Like, there should be hangout spots on that map. There should be nothing but hangout spots in like, places to go get your car washed, go get an oil change, go hang out with friends, right? Like a meetup area where people go meet up in your game and hang out and just talk. A spot where people can go drag race, you know what I'm saying? Like, have a real drag race area where people go and there's a tree, and the tree counts down, and they do the drag race, and while they're hanging out, and like, boom, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, and you really, in my opinion, I would work on Horizon being able to let the people get out of their cars at certain areas. You can't make it for the whole map, but let's just say you create a hangout area on the map and you allow the players to literally push a button to exit the car and then actually walk around. Wow. Mind blowing. That thing right there will utterly change your game and have people hanging out in the game. Hanging out in the game, okay? Look who's got the coolest looking car, who's got the best livery, right? And liveries galore should be in the game, right? That people can access by winning, buying, you know what I'm saying? Like, all that stuff. Like, I think I done beat the horse enough, right? Do y'all think I beat the dead horse enough, or do I need to keep beating the horse down? You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, what are the major points here? The major point is Automobilista 2 got a new update on the way, and it's going to be pretty good. We're going to be watching that. And we got Forza Motorsport coming in, what, September? I know y'all waiting for that. And we know we still mad at PlayStation because they will not let us PC gamers get access to Gran Turismo. What a shame, PlayStation. You're missing out on money. You know I love Gran Turismo, PlayStation. Like, I was raised on that game. It was PlayStation 1, bruh. Since PlayStation 1, bruh, I've been playing Gran Turismo. And you mean to tell me you ain't gonna let me play it on my PC? All that money I put in my PC to make it run nice, and I can't play crazy. Whatever, yo. Whatever, PlayStation. Y'all be the way you want to be. Be stingy over there. You know what I'm saying? Go on, be stingy. Whatever. Alright, so anyways, yeah. As far as fun games, I'll probably do another video talking about, because I got to talk about, it's a few more games I really need to talk about. I do need to talk about Assetto Corsa Competition. It's an enjoyable game. But, I got long-winded here, and I'm not going to be able to just, I'll be in a tangent. Y'all don't want to hear no tangent of me just rambling on about no cars. So, look, games to be checking out, racing games, be on the lookout for Forza Motorsport. If you get into forums and you want to shoot your shot over there at Forza Horizon, let them know that you would love them to clear that map and then put out hangout spots on the map where we can go hang out, get up a group of cars and just get out the car and hang around and talk to each other in public chat or something, and just enjoy the atmosphere where we can cut music on and just talk to each other live in the game and have a great time talking about cars, because it's a car game, right? It's a car game. And what car meets, what do people do? Car meets. I mean, I'm kind of older. I don't know if y'all, yeah, well, y'all have car meets, but I don't know. Like, our car meets was pretty much, I don't even want to talk about it because it was some reckless, stupid stuff. But y'all probably do reckless, stupid stuff now. That's dangerous, and I don't condone that stuff. So if you're doing reckless, dangerous stuff out there, you should probably stop, because not only do you put your life in danger, but you put other people's lives in danger, and you don't want to do that. So let's not even talk about that. Keep it in the video game. Keep the racing and the craziness in the video game. Some of y'all don't even want to hear that. I'm just saying, keep it in the video game. Get you a steering wheel. Get you some springs. Get those springs replaced in your pedals, and start actually enjoying these games. And start telling these game developers the changes that they need to make. You know what I'm saying? Get in the comments section of this video and share your thoughts and ideas about the changes, because I'll talk about it. I would love to see these changes happen, because as a car guy, I love that stuff. But anyways, I'm out of here. I'm out. Y'all got any ideas? Get in that comment section. I'll talk to y'all another time.